Okay, so today we're going to be working on core. Get nice and warm and strong. So we're going to start standing. We'll get a little warm with doing some sun salutations, and then we'll go straight to some fun work with the abdominals and the core muscles. So start standing, feet hip width apart. I'll stand back because my head is being chopped off. Pressing down through the feet, lifting nice and tall through the legs, engaging your abdominals, opening your chest, reaching your fingertips down and closing your eyes. As always, just take a bit of time to observe how the body feels this morning. Any aches, any pains, any stiffness in the mind, in the body, in the breath. And just scan your body from the top of your head, down through your face, neck, shoulders, releasing your arms, hands and fingers, spine, chest, belly, torso, releasing around the pelvis, the hips, glutes, down through the legs and out through the feet. Just mapping those areas, observing where they are, knowing that they're there and we're not necessarily going to change them within seconds. But thinking about how we can work with those areas. And being patient with the body. Take 3 more breaths. Seeing if you can push that breath deep down to the bottom of the lungs, down towards your belly. Still lifting the head tall like you're trying to reach the top of the head to the top of the room. And open across your chest, squeeze those shoulder blades behind you. And exhale, gently coming to the front of your mat. We'll go through some sun salutations. So pressing down through your feet, moving with your breath. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold down. Gently step your right leg back. Drop your right knee down. Lift up, clasp your fingers or point your fingers and come into horse riding pose. Open across the chest and reach those hands as far back behind you as you can. Exhale, hands down, back to plank. One breath. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, elbows towards the ribs, dropping the pelvis, lift up to a low cobra so that you can lift your hands and the spine is engaging more than anything. Press into your hands and toes, downward dog, one breath. Inhale, left leg high, step your left leg in front, drop your right knee down, clasp your fingers, open across the chest again, squeeze your belly. Make sure your shin is in a nice straight line. Draw your right leg to the front, head down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Step your left leg back, knee down. Lift the torso, open the chest, point or clasp the fingers behind you. Exhale, release, hands down. Coming back into plank, one breath. Squeeze your belly, push your toes down to the ground, push your heels to the back. And knees, top of the feet. Chest down, elbows in towards the ribs and lift up again, press into the tops of the feet, lift the hands, elbows coming in, not out, and release, hands down, downward dog, one breath. Inhale, right leg high, step your right leg in front, drop your knee, press onto the top of the feet and open the chest, release your arms, neck and shoulders. Hands down, one more round, press your head down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back, knee down, repeating. Clasp your fingers, open across the chest. Press your hands down, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, elbows in and up towards the ceiling. Pelvis down, this time lift a little higher, but not all the way up with the shoulders coming up. So elbows and shoulders down. Exhale, roll down, press into your hands and knees. Downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Step your left leg in front, right knee down. Clasp your fingers, open across the chest. And release. Step your right foot in front. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Left leg down. Step your left knee back. Open across the chest, fingers pointing or clasping. Hands down, not downward dog, sorry, plank. Squeeze your belly, looking forwards, knees, chin, chest, elbows in. Drop your pelvis, lift up again a little higher. If that's too strong, remember lower down, take your hands a little further in front. Elbows coming in, shoulders away from your ears. Release, hands down, downward dog, one breath. Right leg high, step your right leg in front, left knee down, clasp your fingers, open across the chest. And release. Step your foot in front, drop your head down, lift up to standing. Palms together. And slowly release. Release your hands on either side of you. Close your eyes. 3 breaths. Pressing down through your feet. Feeling into your breath, your body, observing those movements. And on your third exhalation, gently we'll come back to downward dog. Raise your arms high. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back, come into downward dog. Spread your fingers. Push your heels down to the floor. Again, maybe take a little bit more time to drop one heel down at a time until both legs are ready. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Spread your fingers, pull your hips back behind you. Make sure there's a nice gap between your ears and your upper arms. Inhale, right leg high. Bring your right knee towards your elbow or shoulder, rounding your upper spine. Squeeze your belly. Right leg back. Right leg in, squeeze. Right leg back. Right leg in and back. 2 more times. Right leg in and back. Right leg in. Keep those toes lifting and back. Right foot down. Inhale, left leg high. Left leg towards your knee or shoulder. And back. In, squeeze your belly. And back, lengthen. In, squeeze, lift those toes a little higher. And back, 2 more times. Lift those knees a little higher. Last time. Squeeze. And lengthen, drop your left leg down. Take 1 breath here. Exhale. Knees down, release your wrists. Give them a shake. Rest them onto your thighs, close your eyes. 2 breaths here. Slow the breath down. Release your neck and your shoulders. And release. Come back onto all fours. Squeezing your belly. Turning onto your toes. Lift back up to downward dog. Inhale. Right leg high. Step your right leg in front. Keep your left knee lifted, so make sure you haven't gone too wide if you think you might feel unstable. Root down through your feet. Squeeze your abdominals. And again, so notice that we tend to overarch the lower spine, so squeeze your belly. Allow the back knee to bend so you can tuck the tailbone, open the chest, then stretch that left leg back. It'll come, there'll be a slightly stronger stretch here. So, engaging your abdominals, opening, lift your arms nice and high, and then from here, reach your hands in front as low as you can, but without dropping down onto the thigh. So there's a gap between your thigh and the belly. Reach those arms a little further away, reach the hoo-hoo without falling, reach your left leg back, reach your arms in front. Exhale, lift back up. Squeeze your belly again, make sure the pelvis is tilting. That left leg wants to be a little stronger and straighter. And again, folding forwards, reaching, lifting, lengthening. Squeeze your belly. Make sure your inner arms are rolling up to the ceiling so you're making space across the front of your chest. And again, lift back up. 1 more time. Exhale, fold forward, reaching a little further. Squeeze your belly, round your upper spine ever so slightly. And release, hands down. Right leg back. Slow breaths. Inhale, left leg high. Bring your left leg in front again. Make sure you're feeling grounded through the feet first. Push the legs back and then come up to a low lunge or a high lunge even. So start a little higher. Tilt your tailbone. Lift your spine. Then start to straighten this right leg a little more so you're really strong through the center of your pelvis, your core, your pelvic floor. Inhale, arms high, reach those fingertips all the way up, and again drop forward, squeeze your abdominals, make sure you're not resting all the way down. Draw the abdominals back and keep your head away from your arms so there's a nice space around the front of your chest. Come all the way back up, squeezing your abdominals, keep pushing that back heel. 1 more time, 2 more times even, I'm not good at counting. Gently fold forwards. Release your neck, release your shoulders, squeeze your abdominals, reaching, lifting in opposite directions to create resistance. Come all the way up, soften your neck, soften your shoulders. 1 last time. Exhale, fold, squeeze, lift. And lengthen, toes and heels and fingertips away. Release, hands down, downward dog. One breath. Exhale, knees wide, toes together, reaching the chest and the arms and the forehead down to the floor. Breathing here, 3 breaths. Exhale, gently release, come up onto all fours, spread your fingers, press onto your toes. Rounding your spine, lift up to downward dog. Take one more breath. Gently give the head a shake, press down through your feet, lift your left leg up, bend your knees, and then let the hips open. At the same time, you should feel a really nice stretch across the front of your pelvis, the front of your abdominals. Press into both hands, and again, enjoy that stretch all the way. Release, left leg down, right leg bending and lifting up. Open across the pelvis, the abdominals, the knees, the armpits. Exhale, gently release. Press down through both feet again. 5 breaths in downward dog. Staying here. As always, my screen has gone dark, so I can't see. One last breath in downward dog. Exhale, gently release. Drop down onto your knees, coming up into boat pose. So bring the legs out in front of you, and we're going to start by doing 3 different repetitions. So hug the knees towards your chest, elbows coming out to the side so that the chest is nice and broad and we're not rounding. I've run out of breath already. So squeeze your abdominals, hug your knees nice and tight, and start with the toes just pointing down. Take one more breath and start by just drawing the knees in and releasing. In and release. In to squeeze and release. In, squeeze the muscles and release. In and release. This time, bring those elbows up again so they're coming out to the side, the shoulders and arms are engaging. Flex your feet this time. Lift your leg and release. Lift your other leg, release. Lift, release. Lift, release. Starting to engage one side of the abdominals and then the other. If this feels boring or too easy, you can go a little further. Take the arms out and release. Squeeze and lift. Starting to engage. Make sure you don't round into the upper spine. Keep lifting. Keep squeezing. And of course, keep breathing. One more breath. Now release, bring the hands underneath. If you need to rest, let the feet rest down. If not, keep those feet lifting a little higher. Flex the toes. Gently open across your chest. One more breath. This time, keep the hands underneath and we're going to reach the legs high and release. Lift up and release. Lift up and release. Lift up and release. Lift up and release. This time, press your feet, coming in using the length of your mat. Hug the knees nice and tight, keep the spine lifting, and then roll back and come back in. Roll back, come back in. Roll back, come back in. As always, you can go a little lower. Keep lifting and lengthening. Moving with the breath, getting nice and warm. Squeeze, lift, squeeze and lift. Make sure the neck is supported. 2 more times. Last time. Release, feet down, rounding the spine, dropping the head down. Taking a couple more breaths here. And exhale from here. Slowly roll onto your spine, hug your knees to your chest, keeping the lower spine tight down to the ground. And then gently lengthen your legs away. Going to start with low boat, so lift the head and really push the whole of the back of the body down to the ground, and keep your head, so support your neck. Squeeze your abdominals and hug your thighs together, so lift your head and just look along the center line of your body. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Make sure that the stomach is trying to sort of draw back as you lift up. It tends to want to sort of arch up. And release. Inhale, lift up. staying here. If you want to bring it further, you can bring the legs off. So just maybe 2-3 inches. So squeeze the belly, push the lower spine down to the ground, relax the neck, relax the throat. Again, support the head. Or if you want to take it further, reach the arms away. 2 more breaths. Keep lifting, keep lengthening and squeezing. 1 more breath. Release. Head releasing. Whole body releasing. Give the body a little shake. And gently soften. Hug your knees towards your chest, pressing your feet up towards the ceiling. Draw your belly again back down to the spine and the spine down to the floor, open across your chest. Slowly draw circles with your heels. Drop down, hug your knees in. 10 times. Squeeze your belly. Try and avoid letting your lower spine arch all the way off. Keep hugging the thighs together. Keep drawing up through your pelvic floor. Keep engaging your abdominals. 4 more times. Keep squeezing, keep lifting, and lengthening. 2 more times. Breathing. Last time. And release. Hug your knees to your chest. Take them a little wider so you can press the whole of the spine gently onto the mat. And we'll go in reverse. So knees staying in. Draw the feet away and lift up. Knees in, lift up. 7 more times. Keep the shoulders releasing flat down onto the ground. Keep squeezing your abdominals. Keep breathing nice and slow. I definitely lost count. Let's go with 4 more. Squeeze and lift. 2 more. Move with a breath. Relax your shoulders. Last one. And release. Hug the knees again, wide to the sides of the body. Exhale, soften here. Taking a couple of breaths. And reach the feet up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your abdominals, squeeze the inner thighs. And release your hands a little wider. So you've got your hands either at cactus arms or out in line with your shoulders. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Draw the feet over 45 degrees, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. And come back. Same side, over to the right. Squeeze. And release. Squeeze, over to 45 degrees, a little lower, 45 degrees is a bit lower, and release. This time over to the left, 45 degrees to the left, squeeze, I've got no room because the wall's in the way. And come back, shoulders releasing. Again, over to the left, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. And coming back. One last time, squeeze those thighs, dropping a little lower, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Oof, that side's harder. And gently release. Hug your knees to the chest. Softening here. Come into reclining butterfly. Let the feet press together, the hips come out wide. And bring your hands onto your belly. Closing your eyes, really trying to soften around the pelvis and the lower spine. We tend to overwork the lower spine quite a lot. We tend to sort of hold and tense around this area. So try and breathe deep. 4 more breaths here. And on your last exhalation, release. Hug the knees towards the chest. And keep those knees tucking nicely tightly in. Lift your nose to your knees, shoulders not coming with you. And flex the feet. From here, I'm going to bring the hands onto the back of the head. And we're going to lengthen the left leg away. We're going to bring the elbow to the knee. Try and not think about bringing the knee to the elbow because that's a little easier. We want to think about lifting the torso. So knee towards the elbow and back. Knee towards the elbow a little higher and back. Up and lift. Up and lift. Moving a little slower than normal, so we're making sure that we're engaging all of the muscles. Also moving slower means it's a little harder. 2 more times. And last time over here, and release. Hug your knees to your chest. Softening. We're going to do that again. Hug the knees nice and tight, this time a little different. Keep the legs up towards the ceiling. If that's torture for the back of your legs, bend your knees, but try and make sure that your knees are not hugging too tight in. So keep the knees so they're in line with the hips, and again avoid the spine kind of arching. So push the spine back down, squeeze your belly, and lengthen here. Then, again, from here, hand onto the back of the head, bring your elbows up, and release. release. Bring your elbows up and release. Keep moving, lifting. You have to work a little harder, lift a little higher, engaging a little deeper down through the base of your belly. Make sure you're breathing. If you're not breathing, the muscles are going to get tired a lot quicker. 3 more times on each side. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze your pelvic floor, squeeze your abdominals, support your lower spine. One last time. And gently release again. Hug the knees to the chest, rocking gently from right to left. And bring the feet down onto the floor. Let your hands rest on your thighs and close your eyes. 3 breaths here. Allow the belly to soften. And on your third exhalation, hug your knees, rocking forwards and backwards. Cross your legs, come forward, step or jump back to plank. Push your heels away and lift your hips back up to downward dog. Squeezing your abdominals, letting the spine be nice and long. 5 breaths here. Give the head a shake. Again, if you need to step from right heel to left, do. And again, my screen's gone nice and dark. Couple more breaths here. Last little bit of hard work. So then gently walk those feet a little further back. Bring your body down so your shoulders are in line with your wrists and push your heels away. So you're engaging your thighs as much as the rest of your body. From here, looking forward. So if this starts to get too hard, you can do this with your knees down at any point, but keep the spine engaging. If not, keep your knees lifting. Lift your right leg, knee to right elbow and back 10 times. 2, breathe, 3, 4, breathe, 5, 6, keep breathing, squeeze, 8, 9, 10. Press down through your feet. Again, if you need to use your knees, left side. 1, 2, 3, squeeze, look forwards, don't overwork the neck. 4, 5, 6, 7, keep breathing. 8, 9, 10, and release. Resting into child's pose, bring your wrists behind you, soften, 2 breaths. Exhale, gently release. Last time, this time on your elbows. So come onto your forearms, come into low plank. Again, if this feels like torture, do this with the knees down and bring your knees in. It's a little harder because the floor tends to get in the way, but have a go. You need to make sure that you're really engaging your abdominals and rounding your upper spine a little more than possibly feels normal. Press your toes. We're just going to do 5. Right knee to right elbow. 2, 3, 4, breathe. 5. Left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And release. Resting nice and heavy. Drop your head. Bring your arms behind you. Breathing nice and gently. And slowly softening. On your next exhalation, gently come all the way up to sitting. Bringing your body into a nice comfortable position, kneeling, sitting with your legs crossed, or sitting with the legs out in front. And we'll just finish this session. Resting your hands onto your thighs, closing your eyes. Squeeze your belly gently. Draw into your lower spine, lifting, lifting, lifting all the way up. And we'll close the session with 3 long, slow breaths. Breathing in for 5. And exhaling for 5. In for 5. And exhaling for 5. In for 5. And exhaling for 5. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Maybe now you're nice and warm, you can do another longer session or another session after this, whatever you like. Thank you. Have a nice day.